So, let's start with Brock Stewart. Now, if you've been following his journey, you know Stewart has had a bit of a roller coaster career. Drafted originally by the Dodgers, bouncing around a bit, and then finding his way back into relevance as a reliable bullpen arm. Stewart has shown flashes of brilliance, those moments where his fastball command and his slider are absolutely unhittable, but unfortunately, durability has been a huge issue. And Gomes confirmed what many feared: Brock Stewart has undergone surgery. This isn't just a minor cleanup procedure. The team hasn't disclosed every single detail, but the indications are that Stewart's surgery was significant enough to cast major doubt over his availability for the remainder of the season. That's a devastating blow, not just for him personally, but for a Dodgers bullpen that has already been stretched thin at times. Now, why does this matter so much? Because bullpen depth is the hidden backbone of championship teams. Everyone talks about stars like Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, or Freddie Freeman, but when it comes to October baseball, games are often won and lost by the middle innings, when managers turn to arms like Brock Stewart. If Stewart was supposed to be one of those guys to bridge the gap between starters like Tyler Glasnow or Bobby Miller, and the back end of the bullpen with guys like Evan Phillips, losing him means that the domino effect is real. Other pitchers now have to step up. Workload increases for relievers who were perhaps not expected to throw that many innings. And suddenly, Gomes and the Dodgers front office are facing tough questions about whether they need to go outside the organization to find help, especially with the trade deadline in the back of their minds. And what's so telling is the way Gomes addressed it. He didn't sugarcoat it. He made it clear Stewart's health setback is going to test the Dodgers' depth. He praised Stewart's work ethic, his fight, and his value to the team, but the undertone of Gomes' message was unmistakable. The Dodgers need solutions, and they need them fast. It's almost as if he was publicly setting the stage for possible moves the team might make, signaling to fans and media alike that the front office is already exploring contingencies. Now, while the Stewart situation is tough, things don't stop there. Gomes also had to update the media on two major names in the Dodgers infield, Max Muncy and Tommy Edman. Let's talk about Muncy first. This is a player who has become a Dodgers staple, the kind of veteran bat you rely on in the heart of the order. He's streaky, yes, but when Max Muncy gets hot, he can carry an offense. His power, his ability to draw walks, and his experience in big moments have been invaluable. But Gomes revealed that Muncy is dealing with lingering issues that have slowed his return to full strength. It's not a catastrophic injury, but it's the type of nagging problem that can derail consistency. What does this mean? For one, the Dodgers lose that left-handed power threat that balances out their lineup. Without Muncy, opposing managers can attack the Dodgers' right-handed bats with more ease, shifting bullpen matchups and exposing weaknesses. It also means more pressure falls on guys like Teoscar Hernandez or James Outman to provide thump from the left side. And as much as the Dodgers love their depth, you can't just replace a Max Muncy's presence with a snap of your fingers. Gomes acknowledged that the team is being cautious. They want Muncy fully healthy, not rushed back. Because rushing him back could risk aggravating the issue, and that would be even worse. Still, fans are understandably anxious because every game without Muncy feels like the Dodgers are leaving runs on the table. Then there's Tommy Edman, one of the most intriguing acquisitions the Dodgers have made in recent memory. A switch-hitting utility wizard who can play virtually anywhere on the diamond, Edman was supposed to be the ultimate glue guy, someone who fills gaps, creates matchup nightmares, and adds speed and contact to a lineup that sometimes leans a little too heavily on the long ball. But Gomes confirmed what fans were fearing: Edman's injury setbacks are serious enough that his timeline is uncertain. That's brutal news. Because in Edman, the Dodgers don't just lose a player. They lose versatility, flexibility, and an entire strategic element to Dave Roberts' lineup construction. Think about it. Without Edman, suddenly you can't shift him to second base when you want to give Gavin Lux a day off. You can't throw him into center field when you're resting Outman or Betts. You can't count on him to switch hit in a key late-game situation to neutralize a tough reliever. It limits options, and it forces Roberts to get more creative, sometimes in ways that don't play to the Dodgers' strengths. Gomes' tone on Edman was clear. They're frustrated by the situation but also hopeful that with rest and treatment, Edman can still play a major role later in the season. But make no mistake, this is a real problem, and one that could reshape how the Dodgers approach roster moves over the next few weeks. And then we come to Will Smith. The all-star catcher, one of the most durable and consistent players the Dodgers have, but also someone who carries one of the most demanding workloads in all of baseball. Catchers, by nature, get beat up. Every foul tip, every squatting inning, every collision at the plate takes a toll. And with Smith, the Dodgers know they're balancing a fine line between maximizing his contributions and not wearing him down before the games that really matter in October. Gomes admitted that they're monitoring Smith carefully. He emphasized that the Dodgers have to be strategic about his usage, because losing Will Smith to injury would be catastrophic. We're talking about one of the best defensive catchers in baseball. His ability to hit for power, drive in runs, and manage the pitching staff makes him invaluable. The rapport he has with guys like Glasnow, Yamamoto, and Miller isn't something you can just replicate. And with the Dodgers' ambitions sky high this year, keeping Smith fresh is absolutely non-negotiable. Gomes even hinted that the team may look to add another catcher to ease the burden, or at least give Roberts the flexibility to rest Smith more often without feeling like they're sacrificing offense or defense. That's a major admission, and it shows you how much the Dodgers are thinking ahead. Now, if you connect all these updates together, Stewart's surgery, Muncy's nagging issues, Edman's uncertainty, and Smith's workload, a very clear picture emerges. The Dodgers are facing a stretch of adversity that could define their season. And here's the thing about this organization, they don't panic. Gomes has shown time and time again that he's measured, calculated, and willing to make bold moves when necessary. Remember, this is the same front office that landed Shohei Ohtani, retooled the pitching staff, and consistently kept the Dodgers at the forefront of baseball innovation. But even the best-run organizations can't control injuries. What they can control is how they respond. And that's where the intrigue builds. Gomes' press conference felt like more than just injury updates. It felt like a message to the fan base: we know things look tough right now, but we're already working on solutions. The trade market is going to heat up, and you can bet the Dodgers are going to be active. Whether it's bullpen help to replace Stewart's innings, an infield bat to cover for Muncy or Edman, or even a backup catcher to support Will Smith, the Dodgers are leaving no stone unturned. This is what separates the Dodgers from so many other franchises. Lesser teams might fold under this type of injury strain. But the Dodgers? They adapt, they innovate, and they reload. And fans know that. That's why even when Gomes is delivering tough news, there's an underlying sense of trust. Because he's proven he can build and sustain a contender. But here's the question I want to throw out to you, Dodgers Nation. Do you think the Dodgers should be aggressive and make a move now to cover for these injuries? Or should they ride it out with the talent they already have and wait for Muncy and Edman to return? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this is the kind of debate that makes following this team so exciting. And before we wrap up, let's not forget the human side of all this. For guys like Stewart, Muncy, and Edman, these are personal battles. Surgery, rehab, setbacks, these aren't just news items. They're real challenges for players who've dedicated their lives to the game. And Gomes made sure to highlight that, reminding everyone that behind the stats and headlines are athletes who are grinding to get back on the field. So, Dodgers fans, stay locked in. Because if there's one thing we know about this team, it's that they always find a way to make it interesting. And trust me, we're going to be right here covering every twist and turn along the way. Smash that like button if you're ready to ride this roller coaster with us, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's keep this community growing as we cheer on the Dodgers through thick and thin.